we have talked about reading files using the concatenate command, which is cat. Now I'd like to show you how you can manage that output, and we'll be doing some exercises here that I think are similar to a real-world server environment where you have to look through a log file. And so what we're going to do is head over to the var folder, and then within the var folder, there's another directory there called log. So we'll go in there, and you can see the log files that we have here. And let's go ahead and concatenate the syslog. And there's going to be a large amount of output. So you can see that that was quite a bit of information. As I scroll up here, still going, still going, still going. You know, there's a lot of output here, is the point. And as a matter of fact, there's so much output that it isn't able to fit on the screen. And so what we have to do is use a pager. At this point, I can't scroll up any further. You'll see here March 13th. I know that I have information in my system log from at least March 12th. Okay, so this is a very important caveat with concatenating files. If it's a large file, it's not going to fit on the screen, and you might think that you're seeing all the output, but you really aren't. And so you need to use what's called a pager. Now, in this particular case, we're going to be using a pager called less. And so I'll show you how we can use a pager to actually see all of the data. And what a pager is going to do, it's a little program or a wrapper that it will put the information in there and turn it into pages, turn it into information that you can look through, because we only have so much history for our output, and the output exceeds our history, and so we weren't able to see everything. So what we'll do is we'll issue the cat command and then the syslog, and then you will put in the pipe symbol. Now the pipe symbol on a US keyboard is going to be with the / key. You'll use shift and then the / key to produce the pipe symbol on a standard US keyboard. It's the key right above the return key on most keyboards. And then we'll issue the command less, which is a pager. Less is a pager. And so by issuing this command, we will turn our output into pages. You'll see now we have started at the top. Notice here we have March 12th, where before you were only seeing March 13th. So this is the actual top of the file, and we can simply use page down to scroll down, or we can use page up to scroll up. It's pretty simple. Okay, so I'm using page. You can see how much output there really is, or how much content there really was in this file, and it was more output than the history of the screen could actually hold. So I'm going to have to hold down the page down key just so I can get to the end of this file. Now, the good thing about using less as your pager is that you can scroll back up. There are other pagers like the more pager, but using more does not allow you to scroll back up. So let's just go ahead and see what that looks like. I'm recommending you use less, but more is another pager, and what you can do is you can just hit the enter key to scroll down. Okay, but you cannot, there's no way for you to go back up to the top of the file. So it's silly to use more, I think, when you have less at your disposal. More really is less. No, it's not. I don't know why they're named that. I can imagine more because it's showing you more, but less, I don't know. I don't know who named this. But you'll want to use less so that you can scroll back up using the page up key. Now, once I get to the end of there's probably a way to get to the end of it. I never use more as my pager, so I'm just going to get out of it. There's probably a way to jump to the bottom. But getting out of that, remember just to use less as your pager. It's very effective at what it does. Of course, there's another thing that you need to know about output. You've probably already thought of this. What if you don't need to see the entire file? Okay, what if, where is the search option? You know, if you've got a huge log file and you just want to search for a particular date or time or phrase, how do you do that? Well, you will cat and then the file, and then you'll issue the pipe, and then or you'll put in the pipe character, and then you'll issue a command called grep. Now, grep is going to search through the file, and it's just going to pick out whatever it is that you specify, and it'll also highlight it for you, which is very convenient. So let me grep for register, and you can see here it's highlighted everything in red that corresponds, and I can of course just scroll up using page up and see everything that has to do with register. So here you can see in the middle of the screen where I issued the command cat syslog pipe grep register, and then beneath it, it gave me everything that fit that phrase there of register. You can do this with any phrase that you would like whatsoever. Let's grep device, and here you can see it's showing me everything that has device on the line. It's going to search each line of the data or of the file, and it will display each line that contains whatever you specify using grep. The pipe symbol is similar to using two ampersands. However, the difference is that if you were to issue two commands using the two ampersands, then it's going to issue each command back to back. Using the pipe symbol allows you to issue a command like concatenate, but before concatenate actually runs, you can issue pipe to tell it, hey, I want to do something else within system memory. So rather than doing two commands back to back using the two ampersands, you're using the pipe to say, hey, before you're done with that, while you're still in system memory, I want to do something else before I get the result. And so that's the difference between the two ampersands and the pipe, even though they are similar in their function. So now you know a little bit about managing your output from concatenate. You can use grep to search and only bring up the relevant lines, especially helpful when you have really long log files and you know what you're looking for. Or if you need to look through a very long log file, you're not quite sure what you're looking for, but it's a huge file and you need to see everything, you can use a pager such as less to accomplish that.